Yay, we're on. Woohoo! This is the beautiful Megan. I'm not going to say hi again because we've already spoken before the recording. Megan did Rise last year. Did you do it once or twice?
Well, I've done it the whole year.
You've done it. I keep asking everyone. I'm like, how many times have you done it? I lose track. Have you done it every time?
Yeah, every time.
Amazing. So you've done it 3 times.
Yeah.
And you've done Spiral as well. And now you're a Spiral practitioner, which is so awesome. Yay! So we're kind of like going back quite a bit. I mean, you can even pick the Rise that you felt was most transformative for you. But what was it that you were journeying through at the time that made you want to do it?
Well, I initially had heard about the first Rise from one of my friends, and we were both at quite a similar but yet very different stage in our life, but we bonded over like, something needs to change. And I think it was just, I was struggling with just like everyday life in a way of just my own feelings and emotions. Like I was very just about everybody else, very big people pleaser. I was just burning myself out constantly. And when I just heard about Rise the first time, I was just like, I just know that that's for me and I need to do it. But for me, the first and second Rise, I think were my most, I don't think I could, maybe the second, just because more shit fucking changed for me. But the first one, I think Rise 1 will always be my baby.
Yeah, it always is. It's that initial one. But it is amazing how when you do it again, just you think, oh, I've done it once already, it's not going to do anything, and then you do it and you're like, oh my god, all this other stuff has come up.
Literally, like I thought to myself, like once I'd finished like the first Rise, I was like, oh, like shit, like wow, I've done it. And then when it came for the second one, I was like, I'm gonna do it again. And Jack was like, again? I was like, yes, again. And he was like, oh god, like what's she gonna do? But yeah, for me, like the first and second one were like just, that was it for me. Like the second one, I'd left a really like toxic shitty job. I'd like got a new job like on the interview, like on the spot. I was meeting new people. I actually grew like really fucking fierce boundaries from Rise 1 and 2. Like that was where I really came to terms with a lot of shit. And I was like, no. And now like I've managed to help other people do the same. Like one of my old work colleagues said, you've created a monster, because she was very like in herself and had no boundaries. And I was like, come on, girl, let's do this. She was like,
say no.
Yeah, literally. No means no, okay?
That's so good.
But yeah, Rise 1 and 2 are definitely my faves.
That's so good. What was your biggest revelation, would you say? Or is there more than one?
Oh god, yeah. I mean, there's definitely more than one, but I think for me it was like I genuinely didn't realize like how powerful I am, like just by being me, or like just I am me. I genuinely, I didn't realize just how powerful I am or I can be. And that I think was my biggest revelation. I was always very like supportive of other people and building their dreams or things like that, but I was never really like being my own cheerleader. And I think my biggest revelation was actually just, you are the best. Like not even in an arrogant way, just I am the shit. And I was just like, this is my life that I just didn't realize the power I could have over myself and my life. I think that was my biggest revelation.
Yeah, I remember actually you talking about that.
Yeah,
and the emotions part as well, like how to.
Yeah, I am a very emotional little soul, and like growing up, I'd always be sort of told like, oh, you're just quite sensitive, or like, and it was always seen as a bad thing. And I think that's probably a big thing actually as well, was just it, like it's not a bad thing for me to be sensitive. And like that's actually really powerful for me to be sensitive, because I'm allowing myself to just be me and vulnerable. And like yeah, it might seem messy, but it's not. Like, yeah, I think that was another big one, actually. Now you've said it. So much stuff.
I know, it's mad. Sometimes it's like almost too much to even put into words. I know
Yeah.
like when I do work with like coaches and stuff, or even myself, like there's just so much stuff and you're like, how can I explain all of this stuff?
Yeah, and like I even reread like my journal entries and stuff, like from the first rise, comparing it to the second, because I would just wanted to like reflect and stuff of like what had actually changed, because I feel like in the moment, maybe just as humans, we're not always aware of what we have achieved. We're very good at focusing, like, I guess, you know, subconscious mind and all that. We're very good at focusing on like the things that didn't go well, or, you know, things like that, but we don't actually give ourselves enough like pat on the back sort of thing. So when I reread them, I was looking at stuff like, oh my god, I wrote that, like, oh, and then in the next one it was like, fuck yeah, I've done this, I've left my job, fuck you. Like, and I was like, oh, damn,
I did
okay.
change.
Yeah, that's like, oh, Megan 2.0.
Amazing. That's so amazing. What was your favorite thing?
Oh, the meditations, I think, for me were my favorite. I really struggled to meditate before Rise. I just really struggled, and I would always be very like, if I heard other people like, oh, like I could just see this, or like I heard this, I'd always sort of like be like, oh, my experience is different, like why? But whereas Rise, they were just, I don't know, they were just so different for me. And I don't know if it's because obviously the work we were doing together and it was more like appropriate, but yeah, that was my favorite. It was because that was my time to be like, nope, sorry, got to do Val's meditation, don't disturb me. And I think actually as well, another favorite, even though I hated it at the time, was going live. Like I really didn't want to do it. Like even on the second go, I was like, this again, this is no, fuck no. But actually, like looking back, once, I suppose I don't stop talking, as you know, but once I got chatting, it was like, actually that was really good for me. So yeah, I think that was another favorite.
And it's so much easier once you've done it, isn't it?
Yeah,
we work ourselves up, and then you do it and you're like, why did I make such a big deal out of that?
Yeah, and like the little like group we had, just like the community within Rise, that was also like just even maybe another favorite bit, because no matter what people were sharing or how we were showing up, like it was just such a beautiful, like loving, non-judgmental space. Like I could be like, I didn't, before Rise, I didn't know these girls, and I wouldn't imagine like communicating with them in the way that I would have, but they were just, everyone was just sort of like the same, you know, the same mindset. And even though we all had different goals and visions or just whatever, we were also like beautifully connected. And like, it was just such a lovely group. Like they would always hype you up in the comments, or, you know, say when we were sharing something, they'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I know that was hard for you. And you're like, yeah, oh God. Yeah,
it's
so many feels.
It's so nice having that support. I think that's actually one of the best bits of doing a group program, is just having, like, because yes, I'm there supporting you, but actually having the whole group is what it's all about.
Yeah, and
you don't feel alone.
No, yeah, exactly. And I think as well, like it was the honesty within the group that I really valued, because it might be like, you know, I don't know, oh, I was really dreading this, but then they still shared it anyway. And everyone was like, oh shit, I was actually, you know, like really nervous about that too. But yeah, it was amazing. And having that sort of support of like, yeah, you can do it. That was really lovely.
Yay. So good.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. How do you feel like Rise changed your life?
Oh God. I mean, I'll try and keep it short, but I just think like Rise is what has set me up on the rest, like on my current journey, if that makes sense. So to me, like this is what has started it all. Like Rise is what gave me the belief of like, I can be a coach too. Like, this is what I want to do. And like, it also gave me a lot of strength in my relationships with like either my partner or my family and even my friends, of, either saying no or actually just like saying yes. So I mean, there's so many things, Valerie. Valeria, there's so many. Yeah, I don't know if I could sum it up better than that, really. I just think so much has changed for me that, you know, investing in yourself is a really hard thing. And I think that's what I was scared to do. But since that, like, since investing in myself, like, it has rewarded me tenfold. And that's maybe like the best way I can sum it up is it just absolutely changes your fucking life. Like,
and your transformation has been so amazing. Like, when you think you did your first rise, like, just over a year, okay, maybe a year and a bit ago.
Yeah. It was was it 2019? No,
it's 2020.
2020. Oh God,
so it was last year. I know, that's what I mean. I'm just reminding you that it was only last year, and it was in March. I think that's it was March
because
2020.
then when we did the second one, obviously it was like a few months later, wasn't it? Yeah. And
you've gone from being in a job that you hated to start with, that you wanted to come out of for ages, doing a coaching certification, doing your EFT certification, doing your spiral practitioner certification, and doing the rise and the spiral and all of the other work Reiki that you've done, and Reiki in the space of just over a year. And you're seeing clients now. So can you just give yourself a pat on the back right now?
Go me. Yeah, actually, fuck yeah. When you put it like that, actually, Valeria. Yeah. No, I've welcomed the change as well. And I think that is a big thing with Rise. Like, if you're sort of sitting on the fence about like investing in yourself or doing Rise, like, I would get off the fence. Like, I would jump off the fence. Like, I just jump. Because like, leap. Like, honestly, if you're ever going to take a leap of faith on anything, this is the thing you take a leap of faith of. If past me was like, if you told me like this, you know, last year, I'd be like sort of laughing at you, like, oh, fuck off. Like, I would not be trying to, you know, go on Facebook Live, and I would not be doing this or talking to these people, or I wouldn't have believed you, because I was, you know, very scared of myself. Whereas Rise has just taught me, like, nah, baby, this world's made for you. Like, you go.
So good. Such a good way to finish. Thank you so much, my darling. It's so good to see you, to speak to you.
It's so good to see you. Yeah. We'll have to catch up soon.
Yeah, we'll have to have a proper catch up.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in.
No problem.
Love you lots.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.